Lithium-ion batteries power much of modern life, but when they fail, the consequences can be devastating. Understanding fire response, evidence preservation and safe charging practices is now essential to protecting lives and ensuring accountability when things do go wrong. Joining us today is Richard McKyton from McKyton Law. It's good to have you with us. When a lithium-ion device overheats and ignites, what's the first thing you guys understand families and first responders should do? Take us through a bit about this issue.
First of all, thanks for having me. The biggest thing to keep in mind is these things are extremely dangerous. If you find yourself in this type of a situation, do not try to handle it yourself. Depending upon the size of these lithium-ion batteries that you're dealing with, the fire could be an absolute blaze. So if you are in an enclosed area, a house, a garage, a car, or a boat, get out immediately. Call first responders, let them know that you're dealing with a lithium-ion battery fire. They will know how to take care of it. Do not handle it on your own.
I think that's a very good place to start. We've all seen some of those videos where things have started to get out of control. But what makes lithium-ion battery fire cases so unique, and how does your team turn chaos into a clear, winnable case? There's often not much left after these things go bad.
It's a really good point. Evidence preservation is a really big deal. Look, in almost all of these lithium-ion battery cases, you're dealing with a very intense fire, very intense blaze. Basically, your evidence scene, your crime scene, if you will, is almost completely destroyed. So evidence preservation is really important. And let me give you an example. I dealt with a boat case the last couple of years, and the entire boat was consumed by flame. Everything was destroyed. It took weeks to go through all of the wreckage to find the actual individual lithium-ion batteries that caused the fire, and then to put all the pieces together to prove this is where the fire started, these are the things that caused the fire, and everything that went into that. It took an awful lot of time, experience, expense in order to get this done. They're very difficult. Anything dealing with a fire is really tough to deal with. Evidence preservation is the #1 thing to look at. And we've actually been really lucky. We've got a really good team of people that are real good at preservation, collecting of the evidence, and then going back through it and detailing, this is where the fire started, this is what caused it, and then actually connecting those dots so that we can prove the case if we're standing in a courtroom.
Yeah, okay. So for people who just want their life back, what simple habits can help prevent these fires, and what can support them? What can your firm provide, I suppose, if something like this does go wrong and there is that rebuilding process post an incident?
Yeah, a couple things to keep in mind. Look, anyone who's using a lithium-ion battery, and almost all of us are, they're in our cell phones, our laptops, if you have an e-bike or an e-scooter, a Tesla, they're everywhere. Read your manuals, your owner's manuals, your safety manuals. Make sure you know the rules, what you can do and what you can't do with those lithium-ion batteries. They can't be exposed to trauma. They can't be damaged. You can't have these things exposed to extreme cold or extreme heat. Salt water is an absolute killer for these lithium-ion batteries. We've got examples all around the world. So read your manuals, follow your instructions. A couple of other things to keep in mind too, if your lithium-ion battery is no longer holding a complete charge or is not holding a charge for a long period of time, that is another indicator that you got to get rid of that thing. You don't want to keep it. Again, if you're damaged lithium-ion batteries, if they're not holding a charge, if they've been exposed to the elements severely, you got to get rid of these things. It's the best way to handle it.
I think that's a very good point. Now, what's the biggest misconception, just to round out our discussion around this topic? What's the real story you wanted to bring to us today, Richard?
I've been dealing with these types of cases for the last several years, and I can tell you, even to this day, nobody thinks they're going to be in a problem with a lithium-ion battery. Nobody does. And the reality is, like I mentioned before, they are everywhere, and they're causing issues almost daily. Just in the last week, we had an Air China flight that had a lithium-ion battery blow up in an overhead compartment. I've got stories of a bus in India that 20 people were killed because a number of lithium-ion batteries caught on fire after an accident. They are everywhere. Don't think it's not going to happen to you. Make sure you do the things that you can do to protect yourself. Follow those rules, follow those instructions, be aware, and realize they are here to stay. They're everywhere, and they're going to be continued to use.
Yeah, I agree. Now, if people do want to connect with you, learn a little bit more about this, or perhaps get some assistance from you and the team, where's the best place to go?
The best place is our website. It's www.mckytonlaw.com, MCKYTON law.com. We're available to help anybody.
Okay, wonderful stuff. Richard, thank you for joining me on the program today, running us through something that is becoming increasingly more interwoven into our day-to-day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.